Hello, friends. I am Leah Fireheart, and this is the Fire Kitchen. Today, we are doing something a little off script, which was not in my announcements. We are baking a birthday cake, and we are going to do the chicken and white bean stew that I talked about. But yeah, we're baking a birthday cake. I'll get to that in a second. I am joined by my Puggle Chester, who is only barely off camera. I usually move the pillow and the blanket there that you can just see the edge of. But he was on top of both of them and asleep. And he's awake now. But I was like, I'm not moving the dog just so that I can rearrange the background that nobody notices. So, now Trandy says from now on, you cook without a script. I'm sure that would go well. Right. I should say hello to folks. Give me a second. Okay. Scroll up. Brigitte, hi. Molly, hi. Abby, hello. Some random geek, hi. I think you're lurking because you're still live. I was in your chat until right up until I had to go live. I was like, I don't want to miss this. This is a good conversation. And it sounded like there were other interesting conversations on the horizon. So if you're still listening, I enjoyed your stream this morning immensely. Basil, hi, Shark, Dr. Andy Shark, Mother of Penguins, Shark, hi, hello everyone, it's good to see you. Right, so, first of all, the emote thing. Okay, so, my Lumia, my bot, turns the emote and subscriber off when I go live. The problem is that my stream chat doesn't always acknowledge that. Like, it's off. It is off. It's just that there's a very slim thing right at the bottom of the chat that says emote only mode is on, and it covers up the most recent comment in chat. And so in order to get it to go away, I have to turn it on and turn it back off again, which is the opposite of what you usually have to do with these things. Just turn them off and then turn them back on again, which is, when in doubt, refresh. Exactly. Dr. Andy says, I'm going to claim a portion of your cake today because it is have a party with your bear day on the holiday calendar. Well, I already have. Oh, it's in there. It's in the other room. I still have a little sliver of the apple cake that we made last Thursday that I probably will finish at lunchtime today. We didn't actually crack into that until Sunday, which was my family's Thanksgiving celebration, American Thanksgiving celebration, because they all went. Well, my parents are still on the East Coast, but my brother and sister-in-law went back to California. So yeah, that's just, we did the Thanksgiving thing early, which is fine. Yes, we're gonna have a party with our bear. I love that. Then the other thing is, oh, right. Change of plans. So, I was just going to make the slow cooker chicken and white bean stew. I was going to set that up so that we can eat it later. And then also make bread because I have this great recipe from opting out that I wanted to try. But then I was talking with Grog and we were like, okay, so your birthday is Sunday. And I was like, here's the problem. I can make a cake on Saturday and we can eat it on Sunday. That's totally a thing that we can do. However, and this has nothing to do with stream. This ties into my other announcement, which is that we will not be streaming any day next week because we are going to be away. We're going to New Orleans for Thanksgiving. And so Grog's birthday is on Sunday and then we leave on Monday. So we would each get a piece of cake and then we would leave and it would get stale for 5 days. Or 6 days or whatever. And I was like, maybe this is not the smartest idea. Maybe what we should do is we should make the birthday cake on Thursday and then eat it throughout the weekend and finish it on Sunday, ideally. Even though that's a little like, it's not what you do for birthdays. We just have to make accommodations. We're all just doing our best. Besides, he wants Scotch eggs on Sunday. So that's enough. That'll be enough work for a Sunday, especially because we're going to have to take the dog to the groomer. I mean, not the groomer, the dog sitter, and there's pack and stuff. So yeah, so that's why there's no stream next week, because we're going to be gone, which is why we're making birthday cake today, so that we could eat it the rest of the week, so that we can go away on Monday. Modern life is complicated, y'all. Actually, I suppose there's nothing particularly modern about traveling at holidays or whatever. Jane, hi. How are you? Good to see you. Right. So, what do I want to start with today? Wait, was there any other announcements? First of all, let's do this in order. Is there anything else that I needed to say about today? So, well, maybe what I will say is that I'm feeling a little low energy today. So Tuesday morning, well, to Monday night, I could not stop coughing. Like, I hardly got any sleep because I was coughing so much. And then Tuesday morning, I woke up and I was still coughing, and I was all snotty and sneezing and tired. And I was like, okay, I have a cold. Whatever. I took a COVID test. It came up negative, but it doesn't always pop on the first try. So I figured I would just wait and take another one. Actually, probably today is when I should take it, but I haven't done that yet. Wait. Jane is pretty good. I think I'm getting another cat, so I'm having a moment. How are you? Yeah, we're talking about that. So I don't have any of the like classic symptoms. I don't have a fever. I'm not saying it's COVID. I'm just saying, like, for whatever reason, throughout the day Tuesday, I felt better, tired but better, not coughing, not sneezing. Yesterday, I felt fine, like no coughing, no sneezing. Still a little tired. Today, still a little tired. So I'm just kind of like, did I just like have a histamine reaction to something that I like ate or inhaled or something, and it was just an allergy thing? Or is it like that I'm fighting off an illness and I've successfully fought it off without getting many real symptoms? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what's going on here. I really don't. So aside from being a little bit low energy, which could be attributed to a lot of different things, I feel fine. Which is weird, because on Tuesday, I was pretty sure that I was going to be miserable for at least like the next 4 or 5 days. And I'm not miserable. I'm just tired. But the question is, what am I starting with? So, So I have the slow cooker chicken and white bean stew, the vanilla birthday cake, and the easy chocolate frosting. The frosting is going to go last. The stew has to start and cook for a while. 7-ish hours would be ready by 6:30. But the problem is, in terms of like streaming, I think actually I want to start with the birthday cake. So we're going to start with dessert. Jane's not miserable. Glad you're not miserable. I'm not miserable. I'm just tired is an entire mood. It is, isn't it? It kind of is. It's like, yeah, I'm not miserable. I'm just tired. Hubby says I'm not miserable. I'm just tired me for the last 2 years. That's funny. Molly says we're still boiling our water over here, and gosh, it's annoying, but it's also a lesson in how privileged I am to normally have drinkable tap water. Yes. What happened? Molly, what happened? I mean, you don't have to talk about it if you don't want to talk about it, because it might give people a sense of like where you're located and all that if people were to Google like a random water problem. But anyway, whatever. My point is that, yeah, it's cholera. It's just boiling water fix cholera? I guess it's a bacteria, so maybe. Okay, so Molly says the municipal drinking water has been contaminated by the bacteria Clostridium, and we're on a boil all water for a couple of weeks while they sort that out. And Dr. Andy says, yes, boiling water kills those bacteria. So it's not cholera, it's Clostridium. Also, I don't have cholera. So that's another good thing. That's another reason to be happy about today. or Clostridium, either one. Yeah, so recently, actually, so in Baltimore, Maryland, which is close to where I live and where I go a lot, they had a Clostridium thing that they had to boil their water, and it was a whole thing. So yeah, that's that's no fun. And also when we went up, we had to make really sure that Chester didn't drink any of the tap water, because presumably that would be more of a problem for Chester even than it would be for like Grog and I. So yeah. So boil water for drinking, cooking, giving to pets, brushing teeth, washing dishes. Oh gosh. Abby says I'm having PTSD about cholera. I thought I didn't have to deal with that once I got here. For the most part, you don't. For the most part, you don't have to worry about that. That's definitely a bad thing that you can be grateful for mostly not having to worry about. Clostridium is not cholera. It's I think my understanding is one of those things that's more dangerous for like babies and old people and people with compromised immune systems for the most part. But cholera is dangerous to everybody. Doc says I watched a mini documentary episode last night about public bathrooms, but it included a whole segment about a New York neighborhood that's under sea level and not connected to the municipal water or sewer system at all. What? Seriously? What did they do? Molly says my cat hates me because she loves drinking from the tap, but I refuse to deal with the cat with the bad tummy rumbles. Yeah. No need to get choleric about it. Or do I give a pun emote to a cholera pun? I guess I do, which is really bad. It's not as bad as cholera though. Abby says, please, US folks, let's not bring back diseases that had mostly disappeared in the West, please, and thank you. No worries. Let's not do that. Basil says a pet with an upset tum is not good for anyone involved. Yes, agreed. Okay, so actually, I do have a fair bit to do today, and I'm not entirely sure how long I'm going to have energy. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go ahead and get started, especially since I went live a little bit late. So let's go ahead and put up the, we can continue talking, of course. There's nothing. Nope. This doesn't change anything. This doesn't change, our ability to chat. I just want to get moving a little bit on some cake. I'm going to open that window just to get a little more light here. It's weird that I need to turn up the gain on this camera or something, because it's so different than that one. Doc says both people who live there are mostly doomsday preppers. They handle their own water sources and package up things to get hauled to a sewer somewhere. Oh, that doesn't sound fun to me. But then again, being a doomsday prepper doesn't sound fun to me either. Molly says she hovers every time I got to the bathroom sitting on the sink. She gets disappointed every time. Well, she has a fully functional water fountain given to her by her very own Celeste Fox, but it's not the same. Molly, it's not the same. It's not the together bathroom time. That is also a big no thank you from me. Okay, let's preheat the oven to 350. Also, did I say hello to Lassie? I saw Lassie. I don't know if I said hello, but I did see a Lassie. Hi, Lassie. How are you? Good to see you. Okay. Cake flour. Cake flour here in this. And then I have cake flour here in this in case we run out. Abby says, gotta love people and stuff people in New York come up with have to do. The whole state in general. Molly says she's so spoiled. She specifically wants to drink from my cupped hands. Why, I have no idea. Honestly, pets are weird about stuff. So Chester, Chester is weird about a lot of things, but one of the things Chester is specifically weird about is I tend to sit where I stream from. Like, you guys know what that looks like. So I tend to sit back there on the couch, on that side of the couch. Grog, when he sits on the couch, tends to sit on the other side of the couch. Basically, it's just because I don't have to move the computer monitor. A lot of the time I'm playing games or watching Twitch or whatever. And that sits right in front of me on the coffee table. Anyway, so all of the tech and everything. There's like the USB thing that if you're sharp-eyed, you can see there on the floor. Usually lives kind of tucked under that chair a little bit. And so it's mostly out of the way, except for the mic cord, which goes up to the thing. I can't put it on top of the computer, even though it's just a little bit from me, because everybody who listens to me is like, there's a computer humming noise. And so I put it next to my... Hi, thank you for the follow. So I put it next to my monitor so that nobody gets computer humming, but that means that the mic cord runs across the floor. And for whatever reason, even though there's a whole side of the couch on the other side of the coffee table with no cords at all, Chester has to come up onto the sofa on my side, even if he walks over me to the other side of the couch, which is what he usually does. He has to come up that way. He doesn't want to come up the other way. Why? And he disconnects my mic. Ugh. Dr. Andy says, could use a small isolation pad to decouple the mic from the vibration. Really? I mean, I have one. Would the one that I bought work with the foam and the... Let's try it. Let's try it, because that's one less cord that Chester can fuck with. Excuse me. Yes, silly pets. Exactly. They're all silly in their own special ways. Right. Okay, so let's grab the sugar. I'm just pulling out everything I need for this cake. Also, I feel like, I don't know what it is, but I feel like I haven't really been doing anything, right? I was a little bit achy on Monday, or on Sunday, but I attributed that to market stuff. Like I just attributed that to being on the market on Saturday, which is a lot of moving boxes around, setting up the tent and walking around, standing on my feet. I tend to be a little sore the day after a market. But for some reason, it's kind of been like that all week. But I had my flu shot, so it's not the flu. I don't know. Dirtle, hi. Let's try the one that you bought with the foam. Thank you for your suggestion, Dirtle. Also, hi, Dirtle. How are you? It's good to see you. Molly says, I don't know how many times I've been watching a stream and Molly has decided to walk over the keyboard and send a message. Yeah, that's like Xantos and Belle. Generally speaking, a string of nonsense characters is cat. All right. Baking powder, table salt, baking powder. This is, I don't have table salt, but I do have sea salt, and that's what we're going to use. 12 tablespoons of unsalted butter, softened. Wait, hold on a second. We're going to need some for the frosting too. So let's just get out enough. 2.5 sticks for the frosting. So that's, and then I think 1.5. Sorry, the freezer is too full, so it's probably just going to randomly open every time I open the refrigerator. It's annoying. We're just going to have to cope with it today and try not to trip on it. So, all right. 12 tablespoons is 8.5 and 2.5. So this cake is only going to use a pound of butter instead of my customary several pounds. We're doing a really easy frosting today. We're going to try a really easy chocolate frosting and see if it's too sweet. That's the objective today, because I don't actually feel like making anything more complicated. Uh-oh. Dirtle says, hello, this is Dirtle's cat walking across the keyboard. Isn't that crazy? Dirtle doesn't even have a cat. How crazy is that? Very crazy. Uh-oh. Abby has a new name suggestion for Dirtle. Doondle Boondle. This isn't Dirtle's cat. Dirtle Birdle. Well, then Dirtle can participate in the bear party day since we have cake. 2 large egg whites at room temperature, 3 large eggs at room temperature. So we need 5 eggs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 eggs. And then a cup of milk. It says whole milk preferred. I obviously won't be using whole milk. I'll be using oat milk, I think, today because I have a ton of it. Vanilla extract. Vanilla extract. And almond extract, which is going to be in here somewhere. Yeah. Probably going to kill that bottle of almond extract, which I love. You love to see it. Okay. Vix, hi. How are you? Good to see you. I need to I think because there's no easy way to do a shout, because Vix is a YouTuber, you guys. So Vix posts things on YouTube. There's no easy way to shout out Vix via the internal Twitch thing. Vix, I think I might actually have to build my own command for you so that I can shout you out. You guys, Vix posted the greatest, I mean, not the greatest. It was just so good. Like this really good Fortnite video. And actually all of his videos are really good, but this one, like the one previous to this had some really funny lines in it. Like his kid delivering him heals in game. And I think it was heals. And he's like, here's your Amazon delivery. And just like the timing of the joke, it was so good. It was so good. It was so good. It made me laugh so hard. And then he made another video yesterday that has this great track. It's called what? Take the Crown. Is it like a Fortnite? Is it like Fortnite music? I don't know. Anyway, where the opening of the video is like just all of these like cinematic B-roll like stuff in the beginning of the video, and it's like the track is so perfect for the video, and it's, you guys, this is what I'm so impressed by. It's so professionally produced. I have zero editing skills. Like when I used to do YouTube back ages ago, I just kind of like clipped and cut things together as much as I need. Like it took me forever. I was terrible at it. They weren't very great videos. People watch them because I'm me, but like I'm just not good at it. So when I see people who are so good at it, I'm so impressed. I want a fort today. I do want a fort today. We should do that later. I have time later. I'll be done by about, at the latest 2:30 today. So we should. Brigitte is counting down the minutes till work is over. And yes. So there's Vix's YouTube channel. Even I would say, like, if you play Fortnite and you're a fan of Fortnite, then you're gonna enjoy the videos more, I think. But even if you are not a fan of Fortnite, if you like good videos, and they tend to be very short, and you're interested in some funny lines here and there, just hit that subscribe button. Turn on the notification bell. Look, I could be a YouTuber. Not Fortnite at all, but an amazing artist named Nefex. Interesting, because it is funny that it like was so appropriate for Fortnite. It even has kind of like the right sound to it. I don't know how to explain that. I'm not a professional when it comes to music criticism. Taco says, not too bad, just banging out some work and hope to try out these planes today. Yeah, you guys, Fortnite updated today, and there's I have such mixed feelings about this. There are now planes in the game for the next week or so. I don't know about planes, you guys. But then again, I'm going to be gone for most of the next week, so hopefully it won't be too terribly painful. Vic says, you did it better than I do. I have to have ChatGPT talk me up for descriptions. Hey, that's smart, though. That is smart. That's smart. Yeah, or you could just hire me, and I could be like, follow Vix. He's charming. No, I don't. No. Follow Fix. He's charming and he doesn't make tasty looking food, but he does have very good Fortnite content. See, look, you turn them, and it's also the lack of pressure. You put the pressure on, and I'm like, ah! What's next? Trains, automobiles. I don't think there are any. There's no trains in Fortnite, right? Have there ever been trains in Fortnite? There have been automobiles, though. We had automobiles. Now we have golf carts. The golf carts, I think, are actually very fun. Right. Okay. Okay. What are we doing? Grease 2 8 or 9 inch pans. Dust the flour for the parchment paper. Okay. So let's grab parchment paper. Parchment paper. But tacos, are we even Fortnite friends? I hope we're Fortnite friends. I haven't added everybody. I just kind of add people as I play with them typically. I'm too lazy to just like go through all the spreadsheets and everything and figure out, you know, who's available at times I'm available and that kind of thing. Two 8-inch cake pans. Ow, 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 ow. Or like if I pair up with somebody during a training or something, sometimes I add those people. I think that'll work. I think I only need one piece of paper. I think that'll be okay. And scissors. The ATV sucks. Yeah, the ATV is not great. I don't love the ATV. Oh, the hoverboards though. There's hoverboards right now in Fortnite. I don't know if they're still in. But the hoverboard, honestly, I'm not great with it. But that was very fun. That was a very amusing temporary addition. I'm glad I don't have to play a whole last season with them though, because getting beamed from a hoverboard was getting a little old. Vic says I want my Steve Martin and John Candy Fortnite skins. Yeah, like Caddyshack. Except I think that would have had to have been last season because the golf course is gone now. Wait, if the golf course is gone, does that mean the golf carts are gone? I haven't played it all today. The only thing I did this morning was farm a little bit of XP. I really need to finish the battle pass kind of like before Sunday or get close to it because I want my money's worth out of it. And I'm going to be gone for 5 days. So there's going to be time when I can't play. Well, so tacos, on Epic, it's the same as my Twitch name. It's Leah Fireheart, just the same, exact same. So you can feel free to add me and I'll just accept when I get off. Turtle says, oh wow, Leah, when you start having opinions and mixed feelings about updates to a game, that's when you're beginning to be a true gamer. Okay, that's fair. I think that's fair. I definitely have opinions about Fortnite, but I don't have opinions like the game is trash now that there's airplanes in it. I don't have those kinds of opinions, but I doubt I'll ever have. Well, I mean, I don't know, maybe. I guess they might be able to ruin the game in some way. There's definitely things that I'm glad are only in for limited times. Things that are like totally overpowered and don't require a lot of skill to use. I don't find particularly fun to use myself or defend against. We were actually talking about this in some Random Geeks chat this morning. But yeah, I mean, it wouldn't make me say this game is trash and I'm never playing it again, but I am typically relieved when those things go away. Can you imagine getting sniped by Uncle Buck? You don't think you're friends with Vix either. Well, I can't speak for Vix. You can take that up with Vix. I don't know if Vix wants to be friends with literally everyone in the Fortnite Discord. Let's see. The hoverboard is OP. Hoverboard can get wrecked. Oh, see, we have differing opinions right here. Like taking away the twin mag. Yes, that was a very good gun. I have to say, Fortnite opinion video essay when there's not gonna be a Fortnite opinion video essay. Alpine Shark, hi. These are normal opinion. There are normal person opinions, and they're entirely disconnected from reality gamer opinions. That is true. And I have had some exposure to that. Like, you are playing this game wrong if you don't do X. Grog calls it bad, wrong, fun, which makes me laugh. Okay, so we're gonna grease these. Lightly grease these. Perfect. I have a little nubbin of butter with which to do that. Okay. Dirtle says opinions versus I have opinions about this. Yes. Brigitte says, I'm sure if we clipped all your Fortnite opinions on stream, we could make a 3-hour video essay. I don't talk about Fortnite that much, do I? I mean, I talk about Fortnite a little bit every stream just because it's my current favorite game. But I can't help but think, like, it wouldn't be that long, would it? I suppose there is all the times that I've played Fortnite on stream, and that we've done a few times. Like, I don't know, like, what, like 3 or 4 times? Maybe more than that, but not much more than that, I wouldn't think. And usually just kind of like at the end of other streams, so not like for 3 hours at a time. Not that I am incapable of playing Fortnite for 3 hours at a time. I'm very capable of playing Fortnite for more than 3 hours at a time. Yeah, I don't have a lot of opinions about gamer opinions. But one of the opinions that okay, wait, now I've just completely lost my train of thought. It doesn't matter. Basil's is a source over a decade of playing World of Warcraft. Oh, I bet. Well, and Fortnite is only 6 years old, right? And also, I stay the hell away from Reddit. I feel like a lot of these opinions about other people having bad, wrong, fun come from Reddit. As long as I stick close to like my friends and their opinions, I tend to be okay when it comes to gaming. Dirtle says, oh yeah, you're having fun wrong is the greatest argument ever made. How can you even begin to counter that? Brigitte says, so Leah, what's your opinion on balloons and explosives? Hovers over the clip button. I'm not going into that, Brigitte. It's like getting you started on the Tories. Vix wants to know what my opinion on the Deku Smash is. My opinion is that I can't even talk. Vix's clip about that where does a fry the Deku Smash guy and then turn around in the chair is my favorite Fortnite clip ever. That's the only opinion I have about the Deku Smash. Basil says, talking of video essays, the folding ideas one on why it's rude to suck at Warcraft is interesting, and why I no longer play WoW. Why it's rude to suck. I don't, okay, I haven't seen the video. I might have opinions on this. Isn't that your favorite statement ever? Shark Jim, it's good to see you. How are you? Turtle says, I used to be a Redditor like you, but then I took a bad take to the knee. Lassie says it is rude. That folding ideas essay was really good. Generally speaking, I feel like as long as I am I flouring this? Is that what I'm doing? Dust the pans with flour, line the bottoms with parchment paper. Let's do both. I feel like as long as I am honest with myself and with others about my skill level, and everyone gets to make informed choices about who they're playing with, then we're all good. Like, there's some guys that I watch on Twitch who are, and not actually, I shouldn't say guys because some of them are girls, who are absolutely astonishingly incredibly competent Fortnite players. I would be honest, like if those people ever invited me to play, for example, there's a streamer that plays with subscribers every Saturday. I would want to be very honest with myself and everyone else about the likely outcome of my playing with people who are that much better than I am. Which is that it wouldn't go well. But I feel like as long as everybody is cool and chill and having fun and not worried about, one person, dragging down the team or whatever. I don't really, although if I'm honest, I don't really want to play with those people anyway. So if you're going to be shirty about it, I'd rather not play with you anyway. So it's really good if everyone knows, I think. Like if you're going to be shirty about me being bad, then that's probably good that we don't play together. But this all comes down to honesty and communication, right? Like that's my point. And I don't mean like false modesty either. I don't mean like, oh, I really suck at this game. Like if I mean like actually being honest about like your skill level. Oh gosh, I've missed all the things. Doggo says I'm horrible when I have fun with the game. That's the good thing. That's a good thing. Dirtle says, I really enjoy the folding ideas way of making videos. I'm just not interested in most of the topics he makes videos about, which is why I'm not subscribed. I just let the algorithm and recommendations bring me the ones I'm interested in. I've never even heard of this. I'm going to have to look it up. Stand mixer set on low speed. Oh. Well, that's interesting. This is a very unusual cake recipe. I'm intrigued. And it only uses one bowl, which is, yeah, very intriguing. Okay, let's go ahead and move this over here. Actually, I think we're probably better off like that, right? Because you guys can't really see anything in there past the mixer head anyway, have you? Also, there's a poll. There's a poll in the chat. Is it rude to suck at a multiplayer game? Yes, no, or Droftopus? Thank you for putting a poll in the chat. Taco says, have you ever made a pineapple upside down cake? I tried one the other day for the first time and it was cool. I do love pineapple upside down cake, and you just missed it. Just last week on this channel, I made an apple upside down cake. Full disclosure, I don't think it was very good. I did not love that recipe. However, I do like apple upside down cake in addition to pineapple upside down cake. I don't think I've ever made pineapple upside down cake on the stream. I should do that. Or maybe little ones in muffin tins. That's fun. That can be a fun thing. Alpine says the folding ideas on game stonks made me so sad for the world. I really am going to have to look this up. Brig, what exactly is a Droftopus? And if so, why not? Lassie says the boob cake. Yes, it was the boob cake. Although, as it turned out, it was more of like a what are the thing when they smash your boobs that I just did? I just did it like a month ago. Mammogram. It was more like a mammogram cake because it was like flattened, right? Like the top was. Thank you, Max. It was like, it didn't end up being as roundy as I expected. Vix says I ate an upside down cake the other day. It was really just a regular cake that my wife dropped on the table, but still. When life gives you lemons, make upside down cake. Yes. I have an upside down cake clip in my channel where I dropped an entire cake on the floor and it was still like fine. Brigitte's not a fan of boob cake. I prefer tart titan if you're into French puns. Alpine says, dang, I just saw a recipe for apple upside down cake in a Dylan B. Hollis book. Is this a concept sound and just your recipe was not great? Yeah. The concept is great. The concept is perfect. There's absolutely nothing wrong with putting raw apples on top of a cake with some kind of brown sugar situation. This one used a ton of corn syrup. And and it's not that I have a philosophical objection to corn syrup. I don't. I mean, it is what it is. It's an ingredient. It's a thing we use. I don't really want a half cup of it in almost anything. It was just unnecessarily sticky. It just didn't do anything, in my opinion, for the texture of the cake. I didn't care for it. It was like it was supposed to be like a glaze thing, like a caramel-ish glaze thing. I didn't think it worked. It was actually a King Arthur flour recipe, which is interesting because we're using another one today. But yeah, I didn't like it. I didn't like it. No philosophical objection to corn syrup, aka no opinions about corn syrup. No, I don't have any opinions about corn syrup. Although I suppose an opinion about corn syrup is it is definitely overused in American foods as a result of farming subsidies, so that's good. But yeah, no, it had so, I just, like, I didn't understand the corn syrup. Like, you could just do any of that with just brown sugar. You don't need, and there was too much brown sugar in the cake batter, in my opinion. Also, Droftopus has won the poll, so there you go. Okay, so here we go. Let's keep moving here. Mix all the dry ingredients, 2 3/4 cups of King Arthur flour, unbleached cake flour. I don't care what brand of cake flour you use in this recipe. I don't think it matters that it's King Arthur flour, but it's one of those things that is, it's King Arthur flour's recipe, and so they're going to tell you to use their product. I had started with a different yellow cake recipe, but it required me to separate more eggs, and I didn't want to. So instead of doing that, I opted not to do that. And we're using this one instead. Oops. We're just going to make a big mess. Fine. There is a cup of cake flour. And there is slightly more cake flour. Hi, Des. Good morning. Turtle says Droftopus won. Justice prevailed. You guys are so silly. I don't like messing with like boxes and baggies and junk like that, so I just gonna upend it into here again. Brigitte wants to know if anyone watched the Folding Ideas Flat Earthers documentary. No, I have not. I tend to try to avoid things that are going to make me yell, as Grog says. And people who adopt pseudoscientific opinions as scientific opinions are at the top of my list of things that make me yell. Okay. 2 3/4 cups of unbleached cake flour. 1 2/3 cups of granulated sugar. There's a third cup. Is there a cup in here? Because I don't really want to use the one that I just used for... Or maybe it's in here? Oh, here's one. Let's use this. Basil says, like so much of his content, it's eye-opening that these people are out there in the world. Alpine says that sounds like another source of despair about the willingness of jerks to manipulate vulnerable people. Tacos wants to know what my day looks like today. That's a good question. My day today is going to involve streaming and eating cake and Fortnite, I think. And then maybe watching some streams later. That's my whole plan for the day. How about yours? What are you planning on doing today? Jim says in search of a flat earth. Yeah, it was fantastic and I found the lake shot quite moving. What? All right, Dirtle is lurking to go do some things. Taco says it sounds like a pretty good day to me. It does sound like a pretty good day, right? I mean, the nice thing is I don't actually have like much work stuff to do. So like I can actually take it easy today, which is nice because I think my body could probably stand a taking it easy kind of week, especially after like running around a whole bunch last week and then next week being away is going to be kind of a lot. So I feel like having the luxury to be able to take a rest this week is kind of a nice thing. Work, Fortnite, and climbing later. Cool. So do you go to a gym or are you actually climbing? Do you live in a place that has like actual climbing available? Molly has been reading fanfic all day. That is really cool. I like that. Any particular fandom? All right, tablespoon of baking powder. Taco says I live in Colorado, so there's a lot of climbing, but today I'm going to the gym. My brother and sister-in-law just moved home to California from Colorado. They enjoyed it for a few years, but they are happy to be back in California. Partly it was just that my brother was working so much when they lived in Colorado that it was like not a very sustainable situation for them. So I think that's part of their relief. But also, like, it doesn't get cold in California, and it gets cold in Colorado, and that's cold is not really their thing. But they knew that when they moved there, so it's only fair. Molly says, a phantom that doesn't have an author and rhymes with Perry's daughter. All right, fair enough. All right, so there's our dry ingredients. I think I'm going to go ahead and put these in the butter melter to soften them up. What did I do with my water? Do I have water? I thought I poured water. Did I not pour water? I did pour water. Here it is. Okay. Now flip them over. Microwave them for another 7 seconds. All right. That should be sufficiently soft. Oops. So here's 1 stick of butter. So my understanding about this method of mixing cakes, this thing where you do the butter first, usually with like baked goods, you cream butter and sugar together, and then you add the dry ingredients and the wet ingredients like half and half as you go. My understanding of this, though, is that it makes it harder to overmix the batter because the individual flour grains get coated with fat. So I haven't made many cakes like this. Most of the recipes that I use are kind of the more traditional creaming the butter with the sugar method. So this is going to be entertaining for me. So this is a stick and a half of butter. Add the soft butter and mix until evenly crumbly like fine, damp sand. All right, let's try this. Alpine says, I thought you had a dedicated butter melting gadget and was so curious. No, it's a joke, Alpine. It's a joke about the fact that pretty much the only thing I ever do with the microwave is melt butter in it. Or soften butter in it, to be more precise. Because even most of the time, if I'm melting butter, I'll do it on the stovetop so that it browns. But it's the butter softening machine. And we heat up green beans for the dog. That's pretty much all. Just don't put the butter on the radiator. That's not a problem in our house. We don't have radiators. Out of office has gone on for the weekend. 10 minutes to go. Heck yeah. Brigitte's almost done with work. Cheers. Taco says, I've never made a baked good in my life. Have you never even made like refrigerated, like chocolate chip cookies from like refrigerated dough that you buy in the like dairy section? Have you done that? I hate to admit it, but I don't have a sweet tooth. Oh, well, if you don't have a sweet tooth, then whatever. That's fine. Vic says I don't even own a microwave. I hate them. I don't like the fact that it takes up so much space on the counter and I hardly ever use it. Uh-oh. Brigitte says my flatmates have informed me that the microwave is broken. Apparently I haven't used it myself since like February. Vic says I just eat the dough before I get to the cookies. Les says microwaves are garbage. You'll take an extra steak instead of dessert any day. I mean, I know there are people like that. I guess I definitely do have a sweet tooth, but like I don't just want anything. Like I want good things. Like things that I like. And I'm a little bit picky. So microwaves are a great accessible cooking tool. That is very true. That is a very true statement. There are things that you can make easily and quickly in a microwave that are sometimes necessary. Okay. Fruit tart though, those are bussin'. Okay. So there are some things you like, and you liked the pineapple upside down cake. So maybe it's just that you haven't had the right sweets. Have you thought about that? Vix loves his air fryer. So here's the thing I don't understand about air fryers. Okay, so help me out here. I don't have an air fryer. Here's the thing I don't understand. How are most air fryers different from a toaster oven? Alpine says you're also a talented and well-practiced cook. I am well-practiced. I agree with that. Microwaves are never necessary. Well, Lassie, I don't know that that's true, right? Because yeah, no, I mean, I don't know that I want to go, and I don't want to go too terribly into this, but Brigitta's right. Like they're for people that don't have the time and energy to cook or don't have the facilities other than a microwave. It's just like, it can be a very important tool. And so I don't want to denigrate that in the chat. So let's be careful about being ableist. Okay, so Brigitte says I held off buying an air fryer for so long, but honestly, it's been really good. Jim says they're not. Lassie says they're faster. Taco says I'm pretty sure an air fryer is just in a fancy conventional oven, just moves. Well, convection oven. All right, Vic says from Google, you can see from the two appliances that the toaster oven has a bigger capacity and more functions, whereas the air fryer focuses on speed and fuss-free cooking, syncing two different meals to finish at the same time. The toaster oven excels at cooking a wide variety of dishes. It's true that people lived for thousands of years before the microwave, but some of them didn't live for very long. And why shouldn't we take advantage of modern convenience? Air fryers are a shape to be more expensive. Okay. Eggs. 2 large egg whites at room temperature. Actually, let's get another little bowl here to put our egg whites in so that we can leave the egg yolks. I think that's right? Yeah, let's do this. So we're going to do this. Egg yolk. And egg white. Microwave has not made us live longer. That's medicine. That's true. Though I will say that for the vast majority of human history, there have been people who have been exclusively responsible for cooking and child rearing and things. And now that there are more convenient options, those people are freed to do things that are somewhat more in line with their talents and interests. I mean, I happen to like, and this is like from kind of my own personal experience, right? Like not my personal experience, but my mother's personal experience. My mother did a lot more in the microwave than I do, because I love to cook. But my mother had 2 kids to feed and worked full time. My father worked full time. So like in the past, if you had 2 kids and you had no time to cook, sometimes you would quit your job, even if that was not your inclination. Vic says they lived before AC too, but screw that noise. Yes, exactly. Basil says, yeah, an air fryer is just a countertop convection oven. I guess the biggest benefit to having it on a countertop is that they heat up faster and use less electricity than using a full-size oven to cook one person's worth of food. That makes a lot of sense. Alpine says, seriously, we live on microwave convenience in this house. We're so busy and need the speed. Otherwise, we just eat cold food. There you go. Taco says, I'm toxic and suck at eating leftovers, so I don't find myself using the microwave that often. Hey, that doesn't make you toxic. That just means that you have to like adjust your cooking. Maybe you need an air fryer. Brigitte says, I can't use the oven in my house due to redacted, so the air fryer, including to be able to time and turn it off, has been really useful. Lassie says the air fryer is way better than the microwave. And that may be true. But when it comes to like convenience food, there are more things I think although it may be changing. It may be changing. There are definitely like some like easy meals that are designed, at least my grocery store has kind of easy meals designed for the air fryer as opposed to easy meals designed for the microwave, which you mostly find in the freezer section. But a lot of those things are like fresh. So they can go bad if you don't have time to shop or convenient time to shop, then sometimes frozen things are easier. Right. Beat the egg whites in one at a time. I have already failed. Well, that's okay. We'll just put in half. There we go. Is that good? I guess that's good. And then I guess that much. There's not really like, oh, well, whatever. All right. And then 3 whole eggs. And then are we putting the eggs in one at a time? And then the whole eggs. So no, we're not putting the eggs in one at a time. We're putting the whole eggs in all together at the same time. Sometimes recipes are confusing. Opting out to spit over a fire or nothing. What are we talking about? Also, hi. I don't, how do you make bread on a spit over a fire? We're debating the utility of microwave ovens is most of what we're talking about right now. Arvind, hi, welcome to here. What's your favorite comfort food? That is a good question. I don't know. I'll have to think about it. Give me a second to think about it. Alpine says, also, we batch cook aggressively, so saving a ton of time overheating leftovers in a pot. Yeah, I don't batch cook aggressively, but we do sometimes use it to heat up leftovers. Sometimes I use the oven. It depends on what I'm heating up. There's some things that the microwave's not particularly suited to in terms of heating up leftovers. Taco says, both my parents are professional chefs, so I was extremely spoiled growing up. I should say so. Although some of the professional chefs I know don't actually like to cook at home. So it's kind of like they'll eat like cold pizza at home instead of having to like do more chefing when they get home. Basil says, you dig a hole, clay the sides, put the fire at the bottom, make a tandoor, stick flatbreads to the clay. That sounds delicious. Opting out says, you can't make a plastic stapler out of the transformer from a spit, so you may have a point. What? You didn't have McDonald's until you were 18. I didn't get McDonald's very much as a kid either. I will give microwave D tier simply for potatoes. Yeah, it does speed up baking potatoes. It does do that, although I've never actually tried it, but I have heard that. Vic says my aunt was a chef and she said it was because at work people did dishes at home. She had to do them. Well, I had to say, so when I worked as a baker, I cooked a lot less. I mean, I kind of got, and even now when I'm not streaming, I'm kind of like we'll eat leftovers, or I'll make something easy, or I'll cook something that's big, like like a chicken stew situation that we can eat for several days. Um, oh, thank you, Jim. I appreciate that. Okay. So, right. But my favorite comfort food, that's a really good question. I like that question. Do you guys have favorite comfort foods? Like, what's your, like, what is your, like, I don't know, it's because favorite comfort food is a different question than your favorite food. And also, I don't know how I would answer that. Oh no, I forgot. There was a poll in the chat. I even saw the light go off and I didn't say anything. But the one cooking appliance has we are tied up at air fryer and butter melter. Ooh, chicken pot pie. That's a good one. I might have to steal that. Um, if not for potatoes, microwave would do nothing well. Basil says I once ended a night out at an Indian run kebab shop. Charcoal cooked chicken shish kebab wrapped in naan baked to order. Oh, that sounds amazing. Seafood gumbo. That is very good. Vix's favorite comfort food is General Tso's chicken fried rice and sweet and sour sauce all over it in a big bowl. Tacos also loves gumbo. When I think of comfort foods, I tend to think of things that are like main dishes, heavy filling and warming. Like, I think I might say, it's so hard for me to pick a favorite any kind of food, right? Because my opinions change so frequently. There's nothing that I could say is like, oh yeah, this always. Because I feel like most of the things that I think of as comfort foods aren't things that I necessarily want to eat in the middle of the summer. Do you know what I mean? Like they're just like, ugh, heavy. But like I have things that I like to eat in the summer, like a big salad, like a great big salad of various types of lots of vegetables and a yummy homemade dressing and like some kind of protein. Delicious. But I and can sometimes be comforting when you're craving vegetables. But I would say I think generally speaking, as a general thing, I do have a sweet tooth. Tacos, thanks for the follow. Um, Brigitte says my comfort food these it could be a dessert. Yeah, because my comfort food these days is beef. Chili is a big comfort food. Chili was the thing that occurred to me first. But then I kind of went, okay, but that's kind of a seasonal thing because even though I do make chili in the summer, it's usually because of ease and convenience and like something that I can do without looking at a recipe kind of a thing, and not necessarily because that's what I'm craving. Um, for me, I think it's Pop Tarts. Not the boxed Pop Tarts, not like the kind that come in a cardboard box. Like this person whose card I randomly have on the fridge, even though I don't need it because I follow her on Instagram and contact her exclusively via Instagram DM. She's a baker who works out of her house and she's delightful. She makes homemade Pop Tarts with French pastry crust. So she's using frisage, like a kneading butter into dough, which is a very fancy French pie crust technique to make Pop Tarts. And they're so good that I would say that is probably Sloan's Pop Tarts are my favorite current comfort food, although it does change. I do appreciate a good pastry. Lentil soup is delicious. Split pea soup is delicious. Lassie says it also save time if you have to use one. It's fine, but in the range of cooking, actually good countertop appliances, they're bad. Arvin says New York cheesecake. I also like cheesecake, but I would not say that's a comfort food. Brigitte says, wait, that isn't the scientist. Isn't that the scientist in Fortnite? Oh, it is. It is. It's Sloan. Sloan is the scientist in Fortnite. It's true. It sounds very complicated. It is very complicated. I don't know how to do it. And she just, a couple of times I'd asked her if she would want to like come on the show and show me how to do it, but she's got a new baby. And so it's just it's too much. But I would really love for her to teach me because I want to know how to do it. I probably still wouldn't. Like, she wouldn't lose a customer teaching me how to make this pie crust, right? Because like, I might do it like once a year, but I'm not going to do it as often as I want her Pop-Tarts. Vix's Ritzy Pop-Tarts I'm in, but I prefer to eat them cold, the regular ones at least. I also eat them cold. I eat the regular Pop-Tarts out of the box. I don't actually toast them. I have taken to like toasting one of the two or not like, but not like both. And that's kind of fun. Sometimes they're good. Sometimes the different flavors are better when you heat them. Oh, I see. Andy, hi. For he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow, for Grog's a jolly good fellow. And that's enough of that. Somebody please clip that for him. Thank you for the birthday wishes. I will let him know that you have wished him a happy birthday. Hi, Andy. It's good to see you. Right. So now I need a cup of milk. It's not room temperature, but I don't care. It's also not milk. It's going to be oat milk today. Oh, and if there's not enough oat milk in here, there's another container of oat milk that I was like, where's that other container of oat milk? It was literally in front of my face. I am my own Dr. Katz professional therapist skit. Okay. Wait, oh no, Chester. Yeah, there's a Chester. Where's the Chester? The Chester is asleep. He's just out of camera range. He is ever so slightly out of camera range. Also, there's exactly a cup of milk left in this oat milk container. My mom left me they stayed at an Airbnb when they were here, and my mom left me everything that they didn't finish, including this very high-end fancy oat milk. So there is my oat milk. And then a tablespoon of vanilla extract, of homemade vanilla extract. Arvin says I've only had bad Pop-Tarts from my school where the filling is a small amount of artificial strawberry. No! Yeah, a good homemade Pop-Tart is a thing of beauty for sure. Did they leave you all the appliances and toiletries? No. Only food. I got leftover turkey from Thanksgiving. I got leftover oat milk. I got grapes that I'll have with lunch. But the thing is, we're going out of town too, so I'm trying really hard to like finish everything before we have to leave. But it's not a lot. It's not a lot. They managed their leftovers well. Half dozen fondue pots. Yes, exactly. Chester is off underwear shopping, looking for Chester drawers. You guys. You're all ridiculous and I love you. Okay, so here is our cake. I somehow didn't copy all of the instructions to this cake, and I don't know how long to bake it for. Hold on a second. How did that happen? It's ridiculous. Okay. Pour the batter into prepared pans. Okay. I'm not going to weigh it. Sometimes I do, but today I'm not going to because I don't want to. Leah was not so not impressed with that. Honestly, the puns, you guys, half the time I don't get them. That one I got. but it takes a particularly unusual pun to make me laugh at a pun. For the most part, I'm just gonna groan and roll my eyes. Ask Brigitte. She gets this a lot. Okay. All right, Tacos is going to play some Fort. There's a big YouTuber that calls it, like a big YouTuber, a big Twitch streamer who calls it Fort. Like he's a toddler, like a fully grown man. He calls it Fort. It's so funny. You want to talk about things that make me laugh? Fort. That makes me laugh. Good luck. You got this. Go get yourself a plane and then shoot people with it. Andy says a pun that's not fun is a pun that's always done. Well, that was like poetry. That wasn't a pun. The Fort thing gets me, though. That gets me every time. It's so funny. Fully grown adult human. And the thing that I love about it, I think part, all right, so that's not the only thing I love about it, right? The other thing that I love about it is not just that it's like this silly thing. It's that his entire chat of what is probably, given the Fortnite demographic and given the Twitch demographic or whatever, and the fact that he's family friendly, is probably mostly teenage boys who tend, as a group, this is not necessarily true of everyone, but can be true, resist any attempt at appearing cute. And the fact that everybody just goes along with calling it Fort is very amusing to me. Fort. Yeah. And the way he says it too, I can't even, I'm gonna have to clip it at some point when he says it, because it's like he'll be like I'm gonna go find me a hoverboard in Fort. And it's like so adorable. It's the most adorable thing. It's so cute. All right, 30 to 35 minutes. Let's start with 30. And then we'll see where we are. In Fort. It's adorable. It makes me smile. I love it. Nice cozy Fort and Blanky stream. We should do a cozy Fort and Blanky stream. You guys. Oh, not tomorrow, because tomorrow I want to play Hades, but we should do cozy Fort and have blankies. I have lots of blankies. In fact, usually when I'm sitting back there on the couch, I have a blankie over me. I just don't do it on stream because it's like doesn't feel professional or whatever. Like I'm a professional streamer or whatever. But yeah, cozy Fort and Blanky stream. I love this. We should play cozy Fort. We play cozy Fortnite where I act like a Care Bear and try to get people to act like a Care Bear with me. It's so fun. It's so much fun. Did I set a timer? I did. Okay, great. Now, let's start our chicken thing. I'm just gonna move the kale over here. So this recipe is Tuscan. I think recipe writers at this point, like anything that has kale in it is just Tuscan now. I don't know. I opted for slow cooker chicken and white bean stew because I object to calling it Tuscan just on the basic addition of kale. All right, 6-quart slow cooker.
What she's having.
The
Why
bot
don't
should
the
read it.
circus lions eat the clowns? Because they taste funny.
Thank you, Lassie, for the bits and the joke. Why don't circus lions eat the clowns? Because they taste funny. That's terrible. I guess the worse the joke, the more likely I am to laugh at it. Tuscan soup would be grainy, surely. A Star Wars joke. And also, I'm gonna give Lassie a pun for that one, too. More of a dad joke, but we're gonna give a pun anyway. Okay, Vic says, I hate to run, but I have some things I need to get done. Have a lovely stream. If you need a bullet sponge for Fortnite later, let me know. I will do that. Have a good rest of your day. I hope you get down to all of your things, and thanks for popping by. It's always good to see you. Also, Shark Corey, hi. How are you? Good to see you. What am I doing here? Combine beans, bro. Okay, so here's the problem. I'm not going to put the beans in yet because this recipe actually calls for dried cannellini beans. And they say you can substitute 4 cans of canned cannellini beans, which is what we're going to do. But here's the problem. I went and tried to buy dried cannellini beans. Number 1, couldn't find cannellini beans. Could only find Great Northern beans, which is fine. They're similar enough. We could make it work. But the bag of dried Great Northern beans that I was going to have to soak overnight, was going to take longer to cook, was more expensive than the more convenient and correct solution of using canned cannellini beans, because they're actually the right bean. And it's more convenient because dried beans are kind of a pain. Was less expensive. So I was like, screw it. But because the beans don't need to cook for 7 hours. They'll turn into nothing. So we're going to add those at the end. But I'm just going to add everything else to the crock pot. Beans. Processed my ass. Corey, what processed your ass? I deserve that. Okay, so, beans, broth, onion, carrot. Okay, so I gotta chop an onion and chop a carrot. So that's what we're gonna do next. Here's an onion. Is it just a single carrot? A cup of sliced carrots. Okay, so we need more than 1 carrot. We need a whole container of carrots. And we will throw them in here as we chop them up. Let's start with 3 carrots. Corey says, as in dry beans better, they're less processed, my tuchus. Yes. I agree. Whatever works is fine. And actually, I do not mind using dried beans, and there are some dried beans that are excellent. And I've used dried beans on this channel here many times before, and we will use them many times again. But I was like, this isn't even the right kind of bean. They don't even have the right kind of bean. I'm just going to use canned ones. I don't think it's actually going to make this recipe go any faster, but dried beans are, oh wait, Corey says the number of times I've used dried beans over canned is a non-math number. A non-math number. I don't even know what that means. I don't know. Like, there's some things that you kind of have to use dried beans for, right? Like, well, I mean, maybe not have to, but like the big thing that comes to mind is cassoulet. So if you're using duck confit and making cassoulet, that is one time when I kind of like the whole point is slow cooking it all together, right? But for this, it's basically a soup. I don't know. Like, as long as the chicken is like cooked, does it matter if it's beany or not? I guess the beans eventually would infuse with flavor, but I feel like that's going to happen better overnight anyway. So it'll be infused with flavor tomorrow, and that's fine. That got us really close, you guys. I think I'm going to cut up one more, though. Corey says, neither do I. I'm not human. You're going to send you back to bed. Can you go back to bed? I mean, A+ if you can. I don't know what your schedule is like this week. I'm not sure I asked. So you guys, Corinne and I went fabric shopping. Upholstery fabric shopping on Monday and had the best time. I put pictures in Discord. There's pictures of me and Corey fabric shopping. Oh, actually, just of Corey fabric shopping. I don't actually think we took any pictures of me. And a doggo, and Corey with doggo, because the shop had a doggo, and you know that's the best kind of shop when it has a doggo. A very, very chill doggo. We rarely remember to selfie the adventures. That's true. The only time I think we remembered to like take a good number of pictures was at the Ren Fair, and even then I think we completely failed to take a picture of us with Doc and Super Liz. Carrots. Onion. I think this might be a sweet onion, but I don't think I care. I'm just going to use it because it's what I've got. We did get one together. Grog took it. We did, and I think there might be a picture of you, me, and Super Liz. Did we remember to take pictures? We might have remembered. I don't remember. Yeah. Okay, now I don't remember. And I definitely took pictures the first time I went to see Doc and Super Liz. You know, ordinarily, I kind of prefer recipes that are like, you know, cook the like brown the onion and the carrot together, and then brown the chicken, and it'll be more flavorful. Today, I am all about the life of, let's just chuck all of this in the crock pot, just like the recipe says. That's where I'm at today. So that's what we're going to do. Okay. Oh, Brigitte's seen some pictures. Okay. Onion, carrots, rosemary. A teaspoon of finely chopped fresh rosemary. Hey, I have that. You want to know why I have that? Because Corey brought it to me. Oh my God. You guys might actually be able to hear him snoring from here. He's snoring so loud. Who has fresh rosemary? I have fresh rosemary. Corey says I hosted a Philly friend overnight, and clearly the degenerate weirdos vibe is stuck on 100% for me today. Wait, you did? A Philly friend? Do I know this Philly friend? This is probably more than a teaspoon, but I don't care. I'm chucking it all in there. Then I have to wash this cutting board because it's making me cry. You had an overnight rhombus, whom you don't know, but some bears do. I see. How are you and this friend affiliated? Okay, that one was very good. How do these things occur to you, Brigitte? I honestly have no idea. I could answer that, Brigitte, but I would break a lot of Twitch rules of decency. We've been on friends for nigh on 15-ish years. And Brigitte still wants to know. Of course she does. Okay. Onion, carrot, rosemary. I'm not putting a Parmesan rind in it because I don't want to poison grog. Top with chicken. Broth. First, I've got chicken stock. This is 4 cups. We're going to cook this for 6 hours, which should be plenty on high. Actually, you know what? It wants it to be on low, so let's set it for 8, and we'll just pull it out earlier than that. We're going to put the chicken in on top. But first, I'm going to grab some frozen. Now, I don't think I need quite as much chicken stock because some of that would have been absorbed by the beans. But I am going to use one of my fancy frozen chicken stock cubes because it will taste delicious. And I'm just going to put it in there frozen because it will melt very quickly once the heat kicks on. And then I got chicken at the grocery store today, which interestingly, the bone-in version, I guess because the problem with chicken right now is the processing, the bone-in version is not as expensive as boneless versions of chicken. So plop the chicken in on top of that, like so. Wow, this is coming together very quickly. I actually thought this was going to take longer. Although I'm kind of glad it didn't, because if it's going to cook for 6 hours, it needs to be cooking. Return the chicken to the cover and cook on high until the kale is tender. Okay. So we add the kale later, which is fine. Okay. Let's put this away. So we can add the kale and the beans at the same time later. So I'm just going to put this over here for right now to get it out of the way. And this over here for right now to get it out of the way. Because we're not going to be using those just yet. Put away the carrots. Cool. Excellent. And then throw the top on the slow cooker. And that can do its thing, I guess. Is that all? And then I guess at the end we're going to add the beans. We'll shred the chicken and add it back to the stew. The beans, the kale, lemon juice, salt and pepper, extra virgin olive oil, and flat leaf parsley. So a lot of it goes in at the end. Well, that's okay. Okay. Oh, and Corey has educated you. All right, good. Well, I'm glad you have verified that they do in fact know each other. Hey, geek, how are you? Hello, lads, lasses, and envy badasses. I love it. Corey says, look, but if you've met me, you've seen what a good 33% of a rhombus is, and that should scare you. So, geek, I think you were probably, I think you, when you popped into Lurk earlier, I was probably muted, but I was saying nice things about how much I enjoyed your stream today. Um, it was just a nice, like, you know what's weird about Fortnite streams? Okay, so there are a lot of Fortnite streamers that I enjoy watching. Like they're entertaining. A lot of them are funny and silly and I was talking about the Fort thing, which makes me laugh. There's people who are extraordinarily knowledgeable about the game and are fun to listen to just from that perspective. But the reason that I had fun in Geek Stream today was that we could have kind of like open, I don't want to say philosophical conversations, but like conversations about like gaming adjacent topics that weren't like necessarily exactly about precisely Fortnite, but was like a discussion of and I'm doing a very bad job encapsulating what I enjoyed this morning, but like talking about like what makes a casual player versus a serious player, and is there and not is there like not is that like a bad thing, but like what forms a person's opinion of whether someone is taking a game too seriously versus other people's opinion of what taking a game too seriously means. It was just a really interesting, it was an interesting conversation with a bunch of interesting people, and I enjoyed it. So thanks very much for keeping me company this morning. um Geeks has had a lot of frustration in my games, especially at the end. I overthink everything. I mean, it's I don't think thinking deeply about things is necessarily a problem. Even especially like things that are like entertainment, right? Because obviously, if you don't think critically about the things that make up the bulk of your day, then like what are you thinking about? And I'm sorry you got frustrated. I do tend to find update days, so days when a new map drops, a new quest drop and stuff, to be especially sweaty. So like maybe playing later in the week, like playing over the weekend or something, might be a little less frustrating. Right. Okay. So give me just a second. So I think what I'm going to do here, you guys can maybe have a choice, actually. Do you guys want to watch clips or do you guys want to watch Snoozy Chester? Because I have to, in order to do the next thing, I have to do a bunch of dishes. And I don't want to just be standing over there with my back to the camera, like doing dishes for 5 minutes. So, you can, if people have opinions, and you want to watch Snoozy Chester, if you want to watch clips, then you guys can choose. While I figure out what all I need for this frosting, which I have here and here. Geeks says, next time I play Fork Knife is probably Sunday or Sunday, since I will be at a con this weekend. Well, then Sunday you may have a little less frustration. That has been my anecdotal experience. I have not conducted a formal study of this, but my experience has been update day. People are very excited about the game, and you get a lot of very very motivated players. Okay, and then unsweetened cocoa powder. Unsweetened cocoa powder. I'm just gonna get the whole box out for right now. Some random geek says I'm going with clips because I don't see all the clips, but either or is fine with me. You're the only one who's expressed an opinion so far, so your opinion will probably carry the day. Lucky you. Vanilla extract and then sprinkles for decorating. Okay, that is all the ingredients that I need for my frosting. So I'm going to go ahead and put us on a BRB screen. I will be back in just a few minutes. If you don't have any interesting clips or you've already seen all of these ones, then take a little self-care break. You could take a little self-care break. You could go get some water. You could take meds if you need to take meds. You could go have a quick shower, because that's an option. You could get up and stretch and look away from your screen. All of these things are good for us, and I would encourage us to do them on the regular. So, yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and put us on our BRB, and I will be back in like, I don't know, like 3 minutes, 3 to 5 minutes. Be back in a moment. You didn't quite pin that reference down?
Yeah! Let it out! Let the disco happen!
500 punts, babies. It's a pun party. A punty. Behave. Behave harder. Yum. This sounds delicious. Gareki says, I have been very good today, Leah. Yes, Gareki, you have been a very good girl. That was very funny. Sarah's pencil is out of lead. So it's a normal day. It's a normal day. Thank you, Sarah. Speaking of which, Sarah, are you around this weekend? This is like really thick. Look at this cake batter. It's like really thick. All right, I'm going to set this aside. Because I forgot to preheat the oven. Because that's how we are today. Oh, shit. Look! It didn't budge! It didn't even budge! I was like thinking it was gonna be all over the floor. It didn't budge! I literally dropped the whole thing upside down and the batter didn't fall out. Oh my goodness! Amazing. How? Cowboy the carrion. Okay, so we're gonna do me Grimlock say you full of cesium salami. And then it's gonna be I can't do the song, unfortunately.
All I got is we should have had hats for that.
So Nether says, you know what happens when in Clue or Cluedo, depending on territory, you've correctly proved that it's not the yellow character? I don't know, Nether.
They got the mustard.
Nether, you're a genius. That was so good. That was so good. I should just end stream now. Nothing I say is going to be better than that.
Glaring at Byron.
Why are you glaring at Byron? Byron says you got him a copy of Will Smith's hit single Switch.
No.
I could.
You could. But you won't.
You heard it. Leah's cunning plan was to be too hot. This channel gets spicier and spicier. Indeed it does. In fact, we have just made hot and sticky. We were talking about squirrels. And when everybody was walking around with the whoop, 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 whoop emote, I was like,
Hey, Chuck. Did you eat dinner tonight? Have you eaten? Should you eat?
Yeah! Let it out! Let the disco happen!
standing over there at the sink listening to some of those clips, and I'm like, we have a whole vibe here, don't we? Oh, thank you for indulging me while I did dishes, you guys. That helped a lot. So now not only are there not like piles of dishes in the sink for Grog to do when he gets home, I have a bowl that I can now use to make frosting. So that's exciting for me. In my absence, the fabulous Peach's Place has arrived. Peach, hi. How are you? How are things? It's good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. Okay. Clean some of the flour off here. Dirtle says, congrats on now having a bowl. We thirsty. We can be thirsty. For real. I'm good. Like I was saying earlier, I'm a little low energy today. But I am good. Today is a good day. Oh, this isn't quite dry yet, which is going to be a little bit of a problem. Although not as much of a problem with the kind of frosting that I'm making today, honestly, as it would be with like some of the other kinds of frosting. Unlurkle. Golly. I don't have an unlurk command. I've never had an unlurk command. I should have an unlurk command. Why don't I have an unlurk command? What would if I had an unlurk command, what would it be? I mean, at least I don't randomly send people to the fade. Like some other people we know. Not sure if I need... I'm actually not sure if I need the paddle or if I need the whisk. But... Hi, egg fried cheese. Command unlurk. Yeah. No, I know, because people just naturally type that. But what would it say if it did? Like, what would it like if I had an unlurk command? What would the message be? So, Star is back. Turns out your refrigerator is running really was a prank call. That is really funny. Dirtle says Des doesn't randomly send people to the fade. She consistently sends people to the fade. That's true. It happens every time somebody types the word lurk in Des's chat. Perfect emote, no notes. Exactly. Yes. Oh, and Basil is back with having a completed IKEA assembly. Holy heck. Yeah, what did you assemble? I want to hear all about it. Oh, this is not done yet. This hex is not done yet. Not at all. We're gonna those are very wobbly in the middle. That's gonna need at least 5 more minutes. Might need more minutes than that, in fact. Username has turned the oven off. That is also good. Might not always be true. Of course, neither is the lurk one, so I don't know. Basil says, just a little 2x2 Kalax to replace the 2 cardboard banker's boxes my record collection was living in. Heck yeah, that's exciting. Storage for a collection. Cool. Des is innocent. No, Des is sending people to the fade, the most hated place in the Dragon Age franchise. Now I can find more final RAP bank balance. That is the problem with having space for a collection, is that the collection tends to expand to fill the available space. What did I do with that frosting recipe? Here it is. Okay. Butter. Beat the butter until creamy. Okay, so I guess we beat the butter first. And it does say the paddle attachment. Santa, hi. How are you? Good to see ya. How are things for you today? And I apologize if you said hi earlier. I just, this is okay, fine. Not maybe not 100% innocent. Yes. That's what I thought. I will say you might be a little more innocent than Sarah is, though. Santa is also innocent. I don't know. Does Santa have a lurk command? I don't know what Santa's lurk command is. Or, like, what Santa's lurk message is. If there is one. Santa says I don't, but I don't. Oh, maybe I do, but I don't remember it. Now I gotta go check. Well, maybe now you need something more memorable. Yeah, you can definitely talk. Hey, Nux, how are you? Santa's our sweet little angel. Our little 40 shorty that must be protected. Santa's lurk message is user has been savaged by a turkey, oopsie doodles. I mean... Oh my god. I mean, maybe it isn't, but maybe it should be. Yeah, there we go. No, but it's about to be. What is this a reference to? Unfortunately, I miss a lot of Santa streams, largely because I'm modding for Dez, and so I don't get every reference. Oopsie. This just came off. That's not good. We don't want that. All right. I need, like, something to rest my buttery spatula on. Okay. Okay. Santa says, it's literally just thanks for the lurk. I think I like Brigitte's better. Peaches says, Lee, I'm Santa's mod, and I honestly have no idea. Okay, well, then it's just something that came out of Brigitte's brain, which is also fine. Okay, some random geek says, I have a joke. Okay, here's the joke. This is obviously going to be better than my joke, for sure. I have a joke. A horse walks into a bar and orders a beer. The bartender asks the horse, you've been here every night. Ever thought you might be an alcoholic? The horse said, I don't think so, and vanishes. Disappears. Now, this joke is in reference to Rene Descartes saying, I think, therefore I am. But to explain that before the rest of the joke is putting Descartes before the horse. That's terrible. It's still better than my joke, but it's terrible. Nuxes, get out. No, we like geek. We're keeping them. This is not done yet. This is like nowhere near done yet. This is like the temperature should have been 25 degrees higher level of not done yet. Recipes. The only reason I use them is that, like, the only reason I use, like, timers for the stupid cake is that, like, my internal baker's alarm doesn't work when I'm streaming because I lose all track of time. And Nick V just says Nux actually said get out out loud. That is very good. This is a stone cold classic. It sure is. Okay, add confectioner's sugar, cocoa powder, and heavy cream. Okay, so here's the problem. I know my confectioner's sugar is a little bit, it's a little bit summer. It's not actually summer here anymore, but I know my confectioner sugar has been in that box since summer, and so I'm going to sift it because otherwise I'm afraid that, especially mixing this frosting this way, that the butter is just going to get lumps of sugar and cocoa powder in it, and we don't want lumpy frosting. Nobody likes lumpy frosting. 3.5 cups of confectioner's sugar. Okay, I need a knife, actually, so that I can level this. Paige says I thought he was talking to the cat. Turtle says it turns out he was talking to the horse. Turtle, please. Turtle, please. Never stop. Did he say it like Cary Grant? I don't know what Cary Grant sounds like, so I can't say. I don't really either, actually. Actually, you know what I bet who knows what Cary Grant sounds like? Did I tell you guys about Stranger Peace and his appearance on the CFJ 24-hour show this weekend? So they have a friend named Stranger Peace, and he mostly plays like horror games, but he also is like a TTRPG writer. So I don't know how much like TTRPG stuff he does on stream, but I know he plays horror games. So I don't really watch a whole lot of him because horror games are just not my thing. But he's a delightful person. And I enjoy him in various people's chats very much. But he had an appearance on the 24-hour show this weekend in which he did the most amazing thing. Stop me if I've told you this. And I know I've told some of you all this already. But he did this amazing thing where he like made voices happen, like impersonations, like impressions. Okay. And he talked about how you do it by like doing different things with the like pieces of what creates a voice. So like in terms of like space in your face and space in your throat and making certain sounds come out of certain different parts of your mouth. And like constructed piece by piece Jimmy Stewart's accent, like Jimmy Stewart's, not accent, voice. And then by like taking things away and putting in other things, changed it to someone else's voice, changed it to old Sean Connery, changed it to young Sean Connery, just by like adding and removing certain types of like, or changing where certain types of sounds come from. It was fascinating. I had no idea. I've never taken any kind of voice training classes. I mean, I took singing for a little bit as a teenager, but never to that extent. It was so cool. It was so cool. It was one of the, I mean, I don't want to say one of the cooler things I've ever seen on Twitch. I've seen a lot of cool things on Twitch, but like, it was a super cool thing that it was like, okay, so here, like, it was basically like, here's how voice acting works and like functionally how it works. It was so cool. Wait, Alpine says, so I just remembered that we bought an oven once and it came with a thing saying don't measure the temperature inside of it, that our thermometers will be less accurate than the oven's internal setting. For a $400 oven, it was an absolutely amazing statement to make. Yeah, I think my oven is probably a little bit low. I have an oven thermometer. It's just not in there. Nor do I know how to calibrate my oven, although I understand that that's a thing that's possible to do. This is a lot of powdered sugar. This is why I don't make frosting that is entirely constructed of powdered sugar. I'm also very grateful that I thought to sift this because it's actually, when it comes right down to it, I'm just going to put this in the, that's 3 cups, almost 3 cups. I think that was 3 cups. Because it's a lot of sugar, but I'm putting unsweetened cocoa powder in it, and so I don't think it's going to be as bad. Anyway, I'm very glad I sifted this because it is in fact very cakey. Brigitte says, "Get Out." That's the clip that is turned into a GIF for "Get Out." Will you put it in Discord so I can actually watch it, Brigitte? Because otherwise I won't be able to watch it. Alpine says I only caught the movie talk segment. It was the coolest thing. It was so cool. I loved it. I really, I think it was like right about the time I came home from the market. It was, and the night before I had to like go off for dinner with my parents. I just like caught like that little slim part of that segment, and it was so good. Next is our gas oven at our new home's internal setting is Mordor. Suffice to say, we're having the gas company come out to recalibrate it. Okay, good. Gas mark Mount Doom. Okay, wait, hold on a second. What do we have here? What is our problem? Yeah, we're so Basil says I calibrated my oven once and it was simple but annoying. For most ovens, it's just turning a screw behind the temperature dial one way or another. It was the constant pulling the oven out from the wall, unplugging it and replugging it, etc. that was a pain in the butt. Yeah, that doesn't sound like any fun. I think I'll just continue to guess. Okay, this might be dunner. That's a word. That's a word I just used. Dunner. It's clearly dunner. The question is whether it's done. No. Not done. Almost done. One of these rows very differently than the other. I probably should have waited. After 3 minutes, one of those has to come out. The other one is probably going to have to stay in a little longer. So annoying. I think I need a half cup. And then I need 3/4 of a cup of cocoa powder. Basil says, in hindsight, same. It's not that I can't. I just don't wanna. Yeah, and Dirtle wants to know why Basil used their butt to plug and unplug the oven. That is actually a very good question. I mean, no wonder it was a pain. Very dexterous. Y'all are all a study in yes-anding. I don't want to say I have the yes-andiest chat, but I have one of the more yes-andiest chats of most people whose streams they partake of. The level of nonsense you guys reach is like this one goes to 11, and I love it. I love that you are all entirely willing to partake of and enjoy everyone else's nonsense, which creates a very nonsensical environment that delights me a lot. Okay, I think I need a half a cup of powdered sugar, but we're going to start there. And Dirtle says that makes them a bit jealous. Jane says, I love that measure of chat. Yeah, the most no Andy chats is probably Castle FJ. Yes, yeah, that is, although, there ends up being a lot of no Andy chats, in our circle. But yes, you're right. I think the fact that there's a sound there. There's also a sound in Corey's chat for Andy No, I think, right? Usually though, the no Andys in Andy's chat come from Super Liz, where she like gasps and looks horrified and says, "No!"
Can I interest any of you in fruit or dessert?
Checkpoint Church, hi. Thanks for the raid. How's it going? Good to see ya. Thanks for coming to visit. How was your stream? You matter. I love it. It's so sweet. Yes, hello Raiders. How was your stream? What were you up to? You were just chatting. Were you just chatting about anything in particular, or were you just chatting? I need milk. We're gonna use oat milk. Stream was great. Unboxed tons of stuff, and then did a work with me stream to finish up. Fabulous. We do that here too sometimes. We didn't do that today. Today we're making a birthday cake and frosting and chicken and white bean stew. Now you can actually see the frosting because I remembered to move the mixer back over. Well, I'm glad you had a good stream. Thank you so much for bringing your folks over here. Good to see you again. If you don't know me, I'm Leah Fireheart. I do mostly cooking here on this channel. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, we cook. On Friday, we do gaming. If you're into gaming, come back tomorrow. It's at 4 o'clock Eastern time. Otherwise, stick around for a bit. We are currently today making vanilla cake with chocolate frosting for my husband's birthday. I have already thrown a chicken and white bean stew in the crock pot, so that's on the simmer. But it's lovely to see you guys here. Should I run the raid video? We have a minute. I have time. I should run the raid video. We'll do the raid video. So, if you guys have not been here before, oh wait, there's also an Ash. Ashwinder. Hi. I didn't even see you there. Hi. How are you? Right. So let's go ahead and do the raid video. It's just 1 minute and 6 seconds long. It is very fun, I promise, and you guys won't be bored. And then when we come back, I will continue this frosting. Also, I know Checkpoint Church. I know you often have to like run off to meetings and stuff when you're done with stream. So if you have to go, please do take care of yourself. Get some water. Have a little stretch. Take a deep breath because streams a lot. And hopefully we will see you again sometime soon. Ash is really tired and got to work soon, but wanted to say hi. Well, I appreciate you coming to say hi. I like you. Right. So let's go ahead and watch a raid video, and I will be right back.
My time, talking about my time, my time.
Not only sticky, I'm covered in whiskey. I smell delicious. I know, right? Behave. It was a little dangerous. Stab, 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 stab. Behave harder. I have a moment alone with my burger. So that's us here. If that looks fun to you, drop us a follow. Come back when you don't have to go run and eat. You're very welcome for taking care of your chat. Yeah, enjoy your lunch and well-deserved break. So I am adding oat milk to this frosting. We're gonna start with 3 tablespoons of oat milk and see where that gets us consistency wise. I don't typically make frosting this way because I don't like it. But I'm hoping that with the cocoa powder, it'll be good. That honestly might be sufficient liquid. Oh, right. So I have to pull out this cake for sure. Let's pull out this one. This one is definitely done. This one is feeling more done actually. So I think that one's probably okay. Let's just double check it though. I thought it was done before and it wasn't, so I'm gonna test it with a toothpick. And then I'm gonna make myself some lunch while it cools, I think, when we're done with the frosting. Yeah, so this just has a couple crumbs attached to it, so this one's done too. I don't want to overcook them. And it's pulled away from the sides, so I think we're good there. All right, oops. There we go. Cool. So let's make this fluffier. This is supposed to be heavy cream, so I'm hoping the oat milk works okay. I think I will scrape down the sides of this because this is not all incorporated. No, it's definitely not. Okay. All right. I think that is probably good enough. Let's scrape this down one more time. Tucson, hi. Wait, you told me your name once and now I don't remember it. Sorry to say. But hello. Good to see you. I am making a birthday cake. What have you been up to? My husband's birthday is Sunday, and so I'm making a cake. You can call me Tucson. Okay, perfectly. That works great. Then that's not something that I will forget because it's right there in your name. I have chocolate everywhere. I don't know that I'd call myself precisely sticky, but it is definitely chocolate everywhere. Make sure all of that is as incorporated as possible. Although I feel like there's a little bit of chocolate getting kind of stuck to the bottom of the bowl, which is not ideal. I also feel like this is like it's the right consistency, but it kind of doesn't feel like quite enough to frost a 2-layer cake, but I guess we'll see. All right, let us taste it. And I don't know who we're going to be sharing this with, so I'm going to be good and not use my finger. Okay, so I was right. It is not too sweet, which is great. It is like a good frosting consistency. I don't normally make frosting this way. I normally tend to prefer something that gets its structure from like a frosting that gets its structure from egg whites or like a pudding base than I do a frosting that gets its structure from confectioner's sugar, from powdered sugar. But I didn't have the energy for all that today. So, because making meringue or making a pudding in advance, letting it cool, and then turning it into frosting is a whole thing. Remind me who is Grog, my husband. My husband, who is not actually here at the moment, but he is at work. It's a piece of cake to bake a pretty cake. Yeah, who indeed? Who is that? Who is this? Wait, who is this person? this strange person that lives in my house. That's Grog. Emote wall is full broken. Just noticed. Emote wall. Yes, yeah, that is completely lost on me. Yes, thank you, Brigitte, for pointing that out. I didn't realize that was a reference to anything in particular. So it's tasty. The texture is good. The only thing that I will say is that the cocoa powder makes this frosting a little bit grainy, which is not, if I am being picky, which of course I am because I am Little Miss Picky Pants when it comes to baked goods, I don't want to say I would never make this frosting again because obviously you saw that was like 5 minutes. It was so fast. And any other type of frosting would take considerably longer than that. So that was nice and easy. However, I would say there are better frostings in the world. Brigitte has shared the reference to Discord because Nux is right. It's a jam. Well, thank you, Brigitte. I will go back and look at all of these things later. This is so sad. I feel like I really kind of want to do, and I might just do it anyway. I might do the media share thing anyway. Because having you guys be able to just put these YouTube clips in the chat is like, that would be really fun. Corey says, would you dissolve the cocoa powder in, say, melted butter and make chocolate compound butter? I mean, I could, but then you have to wait for the butter to re-solidify before you turn it into frosting, which makes it less easy. I assume Nux is still singing at me. Right. There's frosting. There's cake. Where's lunch? Should we make lunch? I'm going to make lunch because I'm hungry. It is 1 p.m. It is past lunchtime. Don't do that unless you have asbestos fingers. These cake pans are technically too hot to touch. It's just that my fingers don't care. Corey says they see no downside to having chocolate compound butter on hand. That is fair. I am going to make myself a turkey salad sandwich. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to doctor this up a little bit. What should we put in the turkey salad sandwich besides turkey salad? Because we had one of these last night and it was good. It was very good. I liked it. But it was a little bit boring. I have lettuce. Lettuce is good. I have Dave's Killer Bread, which in my opinion isn't actually killer, but it works. This company is kind of interesting though. The whole purpose of the company, I'll read it to you because I didn't realize this and I thought it was interesting. This is what happens when you read consumer packaged goods labels compulsively. It says, 15 years in prison. That's a tough way to find yourself. Dave Dahl realized he was in the wrong game and knew he had more to offer. His brother Glenn saw a change in him and gave Dave a second chance by welcoming him back to the family bakery. Dave set out to make a loaf like no other, the most nutritious, organic, whole grain bread, and the result is what he called killer bread. Dave's Killer Bread is built on the belief that everyone is capable of greatness. What began as one man's journey has turned into so much more. Today, 1/3 of the employees at our Oregon bakery have a criminal background, and we've witnessed firsthand how stable employment sparks personal transformation. I thought that was neat. So even though it's not my favorite bread, I keep buying it. Besides, Grog likes it. So whatever. Grog gets what Grog likes. Grog gets what Grog wants. That's kind of how things roll around here. Next is tomatoes and a few slices of cheese on top. Stick her in the toaster oven on broiler and have a turkey salad melt. I don't have any tomatoes, I don't think. But I do probably have cheese. Should we look? Let's look and see if we have cheese. This is a good idea. The other idea that I had is that I think I have dried cranberries or dried cherries, potentially. There's also bacon in here. And prosciutto. I don't know if I want prosciutto. Oh, there's provolone. Heck yeah. Provolone. Amazing. Wait, of course, no tomatoes. Christ. Do you still have a copious amount of tomatoes, Corey? Aren't you out of tomatoes yet? It's November. Okay, I only have green tomatoes right now, so no shade. Okay. Fair. Some random geek has never had turkey salad sandwich, but I also have a mild allergy to turkey. Well, we don't like that. We don't want anybody to be allergic.
Interested in fruit or dessert?
Churney, hi! Good to see you. Chaotic Nerd Boy, Tipsy Tiger, Big Grove Walker. Hi, hello Raiders. How are you all? Brigitte, thanks for dropping that shout out for Churney. Cade, Crash, hello. Welcome in. Hi, friends. You guys, my friend Churney Adventures. I actually didn't see what you were up to today. You're hungry. What's for lunch? I'm pondering turkey salad melt. So I have this small amount of leftover turkey from our family Thanksgiving, which we had earlier, because my parents were here. And so we're working on, I don't know, something. Tucson's allergic to an empty bank account. That's fair. Candy coated reality. The best names are in Churney's chat. I just have to say, like all Tipsy Tiger. Happy birthday to Grog coming up. Thank you. The best names. Okay. So, I would have to scroll up to see what Churney was up to. How was stream? How were things? Were you working or were you doing something else? Dungeons and Dragons, so that may have been communal productivity time. I think is usually what happens during Dungeons and Dragons time. Hello, it's true, we are hungry. When I ended up talking about a lot of food, even though I was supposed to be writing for Nano today and preparing our TTRPG table. King says you don't want to see my bank account or credit cards. Oh, and thank you for the hydrate reminder. I appreciate that. It's not as fun as Churney's hydrate reminder, but it does remind us to drink. All right. So for my chat, for my friends, I talk about Churney a lot. So this is not going to come as any surprise, hopefully. But if it does, and if for some reason you are not yet following Churney Adventures, they are incredibly, I don't want to say wholesome, tend to be very chill, have a very friendly, lovely. Thank you for the follow. Have a very friendly, lovely chat who is very supportive of each other. It's a very safe space. And I tend to spend a lot of time there, especially during the mornings when I'm trying to get things done, because in addition to being a lovely host, full of encouragement and consideration for folks, Churney has incredible audio compression. So, a very high quality stream, a very high quality person with a very high quality chat. Cannot recommend Churney highly enough. In addition to productivity streams, does a lot of gaming content in a variety of different, a huge variety of different kinds of games. So, if you guys are following me or Rhubarb or Corey or any other lovely wholesome people, I highly recommend you drop them a follow. You swear too much to be wholesome. That's kind of why I paused for a second, but I feel like the inclusion of swearing doesn't actually disqualify you from being wholesome. But I know that other people have different definitions of that than I do. Same as me hearing family friendly and knowing and being annoyed that doesn't mean family, because there's a lot of different kinds of families. It means kid friendly, and a kid does not make a family. End rant. Oh no, I'm sorry. It made a noise. I was perceived. I didn't mean to be noisy and interrupt you. I am very used to people being noisy and interrupting me, but I'm sorry. I know it's become the fashion to have anonymous follows, but I like to know. So selfishly I keep them. Journey uses filters. Yes. Corey says, who heckin' swears too much? No such bullshit. Yes. Corey says, you are perceived and we enjoy having you here. Yes, exactly. Journey says, yeah, I'm not family friendly anymore, but we still strive for the, oh gosh, I don't know how to say that word. But the cozy vibes. I'm gonna go for cozy in the no. I'm assuming we have avoided the word cozy for a reason, but there we go. Jane 100% agrees with my rant. Yes, thank you. It unfortunately leaves out all kinds of different kinds of families, and it annoys me. Phoenix Firestarter. Hi. Command Chaos. You guys, what would Command Chaos do? That sounds like so much fun. Wait, I'm going to put that in my moderator command, in my moderator reminders, because that is too good. What does Command Chaos do? This is so good. Corey says they've never strived for anything but cozy, comfortable, friendly filthmongers. I love it. Turney says, I mean, I have an alert, but I made the announces without names. Yeah. Candy Coated Reality, a child does not make a family. Standing ovation in Child Free. Same. Cupcakes and tequila. Also a solid pairing. Right. So, Turney, if you have to skedaddle and get that aforementioned food, I totally get it. Love to have you around if you can stick around. Otherwise, for the rest of your chat, hopefully already you've gotten a sense of what the vibe is like here. But hi, I'm Leah Fireheart. I do mostly cooking content here on this channel. So I do cooking on Tuesdays and Thursdays, Tuesdays in the evenings, Thursdays during the day. And then Friday evenings from 4 to 7 Eastern, we do gaming. Right now we are playing Hades. So if you're down for some Buy Panic, come back tomorrow. If you like to do productivity streams with Cherney, sometimes you can do productivity streams with me. Sometimes we do kitchen chores instead of doing like actual functional cooking. So, yeah. So that's what we're like here. If you drop a follow right now in the next 60 seconds, I promise I will not read it out because I think that's probably as long as the delay between me and you. So it is your chance to be moderately anonymous. Journey says a quality of coziness and comfortable conviviality that engenders a feeling of contentment or well-being. Now I just need a pronunciation guide for that word. Turney says, I actually forgot last night to start things for dinner today, so I have to go radio mode to get dinner ready. All right, no worries. That is great. Thank you for the lurk. It's really good to see you. Thank you for bringing your chat here. I promise you they're in safe hands. Did you get your treat jar yet? No, here, wait, hold on, here. Here, do you see my treats? I still have pumpkins. So we're gonna treat Leah with mallow cream pumpkins today. Hooga. Thank you. Yes, my treat. Thank you. I did see that pop up and then I forgot to do it. There needs to be an emote to go with that. Appreciate. All right. I am also making my lunch. Jane is also making lunch. I am going to take. How do you even do this? Nux. I don't know how to do this. You just put one side under the broiler? It's Danish. I see. I don't think I know anybody Danish. I know somebody Swedish. And I know many somebodies who are Dutch. There's a weirdly high, in addition to the weirdly high percentage of Welsh folk in my chat, there's also a weirdly high percentage of Dutch people in my chat. Why is that? That's a lot of turkey. Maybe we'll have. That's like more than I thought. That's like more than a sandwich worth. Maybe we'll have like open-faced sandwich halves. By the way, I don't know if I said this, but today we are making birthday cake for my husband. So there's frosting here on the bowl on the counter. There's cake back there. I also started earlier a chicken and white bean stew that's in the crock pot there behind me. You guys didn't see that, unfortunately. But there we are. I should have put some like celery or something in this. Now I need to get another cheese. And perhaps preheat the broiler. Do I have any celery? I might not. No, I don't. That's okay. This will do. Putting cheese on this is kind of inspired, actually. I know a Danish ninja. Oh, is Ninja Danish? Oh, yeah. I guess she is, huh? I don't know why I thought that Ninja was, well, I mean, I guess Ninja lives in Denmark, huh? But I don't know is Ninja actually Danish? I think Ninja is I thought a ninja was American. Or maybe both. I don't know. Why did I think Ninja was American but just lives there? Celery salt. Wait, you know what I do have? I have Justice. I have Penzies Justice. This is a salt-free blend. I can read it to you if I put my glasses on. This is a Penzies salt-free blend. Justice is the light that has guided America through every storm. Now one party wants to obstruct it, twist it, and steal it away from we the people to gift it to their donors. America's future depends on not letting that happen. It's literally what's on the side of this spice bottle. Penzies is the best. So I'm actually going to use like a little pinch of this. Let me just, and it's actually like, it's mostly like garlic and onion and stuff and salt and white pepper, but this doesn't have any salt in it, which is great because there's plenty of salt in the mayo already that is holding this turkey salad sandwich together. So this is all good. All right, there. So that'll season things up a bit. I don't think I have any celery salt, but that will do amply for, this. Patty, hi. Lassie says don't insult Ninja like that. Yes. Let her cook. I am 100% cooking. Although I'm doing what Nux told me to do. So I don't know if maybe Nux is cooking. Welcome to here. Hi. How are you today? All right, Geeks is My Ride is here later. All right, later. Have fun. Go do what you're doing. See you soon. Maybe play some Fortnite later. Justice is really good. Yeah. It's all my fault that you love Justice. Yes. So I have a tendency when Penzies puts things on sale to let's just set a timer for like 2 minutes here because I'm not really sure how long that's going to take. When Penzies puts their gift boxes on sale, I have a tendency to like buy extras of them. And sometimes during the holidays, they'll include them as like a part of a promotion. So if you buy something, they just give it to you for free. And then I end up with boxes and boxes of spices that I already have, which is fine because they make good gifts, but that's why Corey has spices. Jane says, why aren't we thinking about how much salt is in my doctored? Oh, we aren't thinking about how much salt is in my doctored instant ramen. What did you doctor it with? I love doctoring instant ramen. That was actually Dez's thing that I stole. Dez likes doctored instant ramen, which I now also enjoy very much. Brigitte says, Jane's famous doctor disapproved doctored ramen. I mean, it hasn't been disapproved by a doctor yet, but we could work on that. If you show up at Dr. Andy 23's chat tonight, there should be active a redemption called Ask Dr. Momdelay, and we could ask Dr. Momdelay about the dangers of consuming too much sodium in one's diet. Speaking of the dangers of consuming too much sodium in one's diet, I am going to eat these grapes. That one was bad, so I'm throwing that one away. The rest of these seem fine. But I am going to wash them because I don't know if they were washed. Jane says it's soy sauce flavored ramen, doctored with thin sliced steak and some veggies. Amazing. Dirtle says, "Give me a couple more years and I'll be able to disapprove." I thought you were going to be a brain doctor. I didn't think you were going to be like a physical doctor. Oh my god. Okay. It's a good thing I checked that because it is. Oh, yes, yeah. That's perfect, right? I think I actually might want to leave this. I'm going to leave this just a couple seconds more. But don't let me look away from the oven. Because I want it to be a little brown and bubbly. Brigitte couldn't give up salt. It's so good. Dirtles is also, in theory, consuming lots of sodium isn't a problem as long as you consume a lot of water too. Corey says the soy sauce one is real good though. I don't think I've ever had the soy sauce one. I have spicy Korean kind of ramen. Just a couple more seconds. Lassie approves doctored instant ramen. Okay. Corey says if you consistently low pressure bloods like POTS folks, more salt than water sometimes. Interesting. So medical advice is not one size fits all. Who knew? Wait, I did. Which is why the Ask Dr. Mom Delay Redemption says that Dr. Mom Delay is a doctor, but is not your doctor. So you should take the opinions provided therewith as indicative of entertainment value only and not actual advice from your doctor. Okay, so okay, Dirtle says you have to be a physician in order to be a psychiatrist. Oh yeah, that's right. Oh yeah. Corey says I love a perky naked chimkin. I'm pretty sure you mean a cat. I don't think is a chimkin. Extra salt helps Lily avoid sudden drops. That makes sense. Jane says it's the blue Maruchan. It used to be called Oriental, but they finally realized that name wasn't great and changed it. Oh, that's good. Yeah, ours is, I've shown it on stream before, but ours comes from H Mart. And I don't know who makes it. Actually, I'm not actually sure we have any. We might be out. I think we might be out of ramen. Yeah, I don't see it. But ours is a Korean brand, and Corey says she's a naked chimkin, uncooked. Lassie says ramen takes way too damn long to make it. Cheap people are poor. Oh, it's cheap. People are poor. Yep. 80% healthy, 20% whatever you want to eat, whatever you want, add whatever you need. Yeah, exactly. Corey says I used to use the flavor packet from the previously Oriental as stir fry seasoning. Made it taste almost as good as takeout. There's probably MSG in it. Okay. Geek says, never mind, my ride is on its way here in 30 minutes. Well, then you're going to be able to hang out with us for at least another 30 minutes. Excellent. I'm eating grapes. And turkey melt, which holy heck. Hold on. I'm going to put a picture of this in the chat because I'm not sure. I don't know if Nux is still around. But it's dang good. Like real good. It smells good. Looks good. I'm very excited. I'm gonna put it here. Actually, I don't think Nux is in my Discord. All right, I'm going to put it in Peach's Discord. There's a good thing about being in everyone's Discord. Maine? Maybe Maine. Is there like a show and tell in Peach's Discord? Oh, there's a food. Haha, there's a food. Excellent. Yum. All right. Okay, yeah, Jane says there's definitely worse choices I could make. Oh, Lassie says if you're eating excessive amounts of it, you may have a problem, but if you enjoy it, then do it. Excellent. Jane says I don't love assigning food a moral value. I needed to eat. It sounded good, so I'm eating. Yes. Hey, I am all 100% in favor of doing what you need to do, as far as food is concerned. That's why I occasionally say that we cook here with the time, tools, energy, and ingredients that we have. Because sometimes you're in the mood for a project, and sometimes you just want to eat lunch. Lassie says my qualifications for telling people to eat is a bachelor's degree in physical education. Eating is important. You're lurking and jealous. It looks really good. Mm-hmm. It was a good call. I like it. It would have been better with tomato, though. You're right. I wish I'd had some. Next time. Yum. I'm also going to see where we are with this this cake. That is warm, warm, warm. I am not going to wait to frost that until it is cool. Just standing here on stream waiting for cake to cool. Especially when the birthday in question isn't even until Sunday. And the person whose birthday it is won't even be home until 4:15. So, okay. It looks delicious. It is delicious. It's really good and it's perfect because it's kind of cold. And so the idea of like a cold sandwich for lunch was not as appealing as the idea of a hot sandwich for lunch. So this is great. Nux always stands a good melt. Corey says, Leah, hold me accountable. I need to pickle tomatoes after work tomorrow. What time is work over, Corey? Jane says I have to grab some tomatoes before I end up with 9,000 leftovers next week so I can copy you. All right, excellent. Lassie says 90% of the people tell you you can't eat this food, give you a better option, get money from the better option. That is true. Turtle says next stream you just eat tomatoes and then you can sum up the 2 streams. Basil says exactly, you're cooking because you enjoy it. I'm making fish finger sandwiches for dinner because it's what's in the freezer and I just want to eat and be done. A turkey melt sounds delicious, so I'm envious. Yeah, I mean, and honestly, it was pretty easy, although this is as a result of leftover roast turkey that my mother roasted in the oven and then sliced up, and this is like the last little bit of it that we decided to turn into turkey salad, so it took a lot more effort than what you just saw. But something to remember if you ever have a leftover turkey or chicken or whatever, putting a little bit of provolone on top and melting it under the broiler is pretty dang good. Corey says, especially those who scoff on pre-cut or pre-made foods with just make it yourself. Bitch, some people can't. You might be ableist and not even know it. Yes, exactly. 4 p.m. Okay. Perfect. So, Corey, I will hold you accountable, but you have to come into my chat tomorrow when you get home from work, which is like, what, like 4:30, and I'll be live, and you're going to be like, shark, shark, and I'm going to be like, bitch, get to work on your tomatoes. That's what's going to happen. Turkey potato hash and fish fingers. I don't think I've ever had a fish finger. I would not be opposed, though. I like all things fish and all things finger. Corey says I'm going to stop by the store and make sure I have herbs and enough vinegar. Cool. Mmm. All right. Lassie says on that note, I'm out. Bye, Leo. Have a great something. Have a great something, Lassie. It's good to see you. Thanks for popping by. I love that Jane is always the one that understands why I have put something in a particular way. Why I slowed down and almost stopped talking because I could see where that sentence was going, and I had sudden instantaneous regret about the destination. Basil says, and we're back to folding ideas videos and him tearing Jamie Oliver a new one for his toxic pre-made food snobbery. Yeah, we do try not to be toxic here. We do try. But as we discovered this morning, toxic means a lot of different things to a lot of different people. Jorge says something finger foods I hardly know are foods. Yes. Right. So that cake is too hot to frost. I can't put butter-based icing on a cake because it's just going to melt right off. I have a whole half a sandwich to eat. I could stand here and chat and eat my sandwich. Or, because I'm still feeling a little tired, I could go sit the heck down, wait for the cake to cool over there on the couch, and send you all off to someone else friendly who will entertain you and hopefully be good to you and tell you that you matter, because that was adorable. Too hot for twitch.tv. Basil says, I really went for beans on toast instead of fish finger sandwiches, but I didn't want to get bean banned. I am influencer. For you to terrorize with love. Yes. Also, hi, Mom. We're just reading out. Good timing. I don't see the problem with melted butter on my cake. It should be frosted, not melted buttered. Actually, though, now that you say that, you're kind of right. If you were to like melt chocolate butter over the top of a cake, it would probably be fine. Okay, let us see who is live. Friendos. Who do we have for friendos? Oh. We have so the person who's actually on the front page of Twitch right now is somebody named Blizz. I don't know anything about him. He's a black man. He's got LGBTQ in the tags and he's playing Stardew Valley. I'm not going to send you there because I've never been here before, but I'm following this man right here off the front page of Twitch. Because these are all things that I like. So yeah. I'm just I don't know what's going on here, but I'm kind of curious to find out. Okay, so well, let's go find somebody to rate. Boop 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 boo. Boop do 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 do. Ooh, we have lots of options. So many friendos. Many friendos live. Okay. Wait, what ratio of chocolate to butter do we have to crush to have Grenache? No. It's oh, you know Blizz. The Corey stamp of approval for Blizz. We're still not going to rate him. He's got like 85,000 people watching him. I'm not, or 8,500 people watching him. I don't want to be like, hi, I was cooking. No, not to a new person. However, I believe the person that we are going to go raid, I'm just going to open the stream up to make sure that there's nothing like that they're like already reading out or whatever. we're gonna check into this situation. No, this seems good. This seems good. It seems like we're in good shape here. So actually, I'm gonna go ahead and raid Kamesy. But first, thank you to all of you for being here and hanging out with me today while I made, soup and cake and stuff. And for providing many good shenanigans, hour after hour, day after day, week after week. Part of probably why I'm so tired is that last week was a lot, and y'all get me through it. So, I mean, not last week, but like last week going into the previous week. Last week was fine. It was a lot going on, but it was fine. And yeah, so I appreciate the flexibility that you guys give me to like spend time with my family when they come, and also like keeping me like grounded and sane and, doing stuff on a schedule, which is good for me. So, yeah, I don't know why that came out the way it did this time, but I really do appreciate it. I love the community that we have together. And more times than y'all might believe, it has full saved me. Also, let's do some shout outs. First of all, for Grog, who luckily today just gets to eat soup and cake and doesn't really have to do a whole ton of dishes. For Des Dabbles, who is currently kicking booty at Dark Souls 1, doing amazing. Beat another boss yesterday, right? Didn't you beat another boss yesterday. Got to the top of a fortress. An important fortress. No spoilers in the chat for Dark Souls, but Des is doing great, and also playing God of War. If either one of those two things sound fun to you, drop Des a follow. For Byron Mask, purveyor of puns and polls, is pools, hot tubs, and beaches. Okay. Is occasionally going live here and there, so drop Rashida a follow for when that happens next. And then last but not least, Dr. Andy23, who will in fact be live later today. He is going to be playing some Mass Effect. There's going to be community meal time from 6 o'clock until 7 o'clock Eastern. And then Mass Effect with Reggiano Shepard. They're into Mass 3. These are always interesting. If you tend to overthink things, no, I'm kidding. If you like to put some thought into your video games and like to think about like lore and possibilities and philosophy, then stop in there and play and hang out with Doc. Des got to the top or bottom of an unspecified fortress or other sort of building structure or generic location. How's that for spoiler free? That was amazing, Turtle. You rocked it. Thank you also to Checkpoint Church and Tourney Adventures for the raids. Thank you to Lassie for the bits. I really appreciate it. And yeah, that's us. Oh, right. I forgot to say something during stream. And this was like the only important announcement I had, and I forgot. So, I have gone to the length of separating my personal social media from my channel social media. So, I now have Leah Fireheart Instagram, Aaliyah Fireheart Threads, and we still have the same Discord. So that will allow me to kind of post more stream-related content and also to decouple my my Leah Fireheart Twitch identity from my personal identifiable information, let's just say. So that will be a good thing for me going forward. Here is that. Those are all updated. So if you guys have not yet, if you guys followed me on the old account, that is still obviously there and available to you. But follow me on the new account if you're interested in specific Twitch related stuffs. So yeah, that's what we did. That's where we are. Right. I think that will do it. Oh, right. I will be live tomorrow from 4 to 7 Eastern playing Hades. So come back for that. And we'll probably have some leftover stew chicken and white bean stew to show off tomorrow too. So if you sat through all of this watching me make like stew and cake and stuff that you didn't get to see, then you can come back tomorrow and see all those things. How's that for fun? Plus also Meg. That's the real draw. Let's be fair. Okay. Let us set up a raid. Yes, we're gonna go see our friend Kamesy. That I did not type that correctly. I typed that incorrectly and then hit enter. Kaemsie. There we go. Okay, we're going to go see our friend Kamesy. She is playing a game called Chance of Sonar. I know a couple of people in our circle have played this recently and really, really enjoyed it. If, for example, you have it on your wish list and it's something that you think you might like to play, I totally understand if you have to like say hey and then peace out. But if you would mind just dropping one of those raid messages that Des has kindly posted for us in the chat just to go and say hey to Kamesy and make her feel the love from the fire kitchen, then I would really appreciate it. So thank you guys. Have a great night. Have a great week if I don't see you. And as a reminder, I'll be off next week. So if I don't see you tomorrow, then I will see you the following Tuesday. Oh my goodness, it's so long from now. So come tomorrow, because otherwise I'll miss you guys. All right. Bye, you guys. Good night.